Anyway, so maybe it's working well. So, hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. So, listen to me, I'm really deadly busy. So, I think I'm almost dead actually. So, I'm alive, which is why you can listen to this episode. But actually, so for example, if you are listening to this episode 100 years after this present time, anyway, this recording time is, or this time is not anyway, so October, so it is maybe it is that day, so which is why, so it's in the middle of October in 2022. So what is going on recently is that there's a dramatical drop, or there's really a significant precipitation or significant plunge of the value of the local currency of my country. So I'm sorry for my complicated explanation, but actually, so roughly saying, Japanese yen has plunged against US dollars. Maybe every currency has dropped against US dollars, which means, or vis-a-vis is, I think, vis-a-vis is a suitable explanation, or suitable words for explaining this situation, or this financial, or this exchanging situation of foreign currencies anyway. So what are drops are? The plunging things are the values of currencies, or every value of well, the value of every currency, not every value of currency, but actually, every value of currency is a correct explanation. But actually, the value of every currency is a suitable one. But actually, so among many foreign currencies like Euro, US dollars, or Russian ruble, and Swiss franc, and Great Britain, or the pound of United Kingdom, among those, and including Korean won, and among those, or in those foreign currencies, Japanese yen has plunged faster or earlier, faster or deeper than those of other foreign currencies. Anyway, the value of Japanese yen has significantly dropped, and the current, maybe I think the value of Japanese currency is going to emulate and exceed 150 yen for $1, and this time the value is between 145 yen for $1 and 150 yen for $1. So which is how you can specify this recording time anyway. So I don't think you can identify the exact date or the exact time of recording, because so what I have told you is a range of the price of US dollars in Japanese yen. Anyway, I'm sorry. So maybe you have found my English language really slow and clumsy. That is because, to start with, I'm a non-native speaker of English language, and I haven't spoken the English language for these days. So which is why, so I have to lubricate my skill, or my disability. I have to lubricate, or I have to make myself get used to speaking a foreign language, which is English language. Anyway, so the topic of this episode, which is what I have to tell you, and including its conclusion, and the topic, or the title, is Countenances Matter in Porn Videos of Porn Post-Orgasm Tortures, and the conclusion is that it is necessary to mind the facial expressions of the cast in the type of porn videos. And what is the type of porn videos is is post-orgasm torture. Post-orgasm torture. So if you do not understand the meaning of post-orgasm torture, so please imagine men. Anybody is fine, but actually those men or man, or he has to have a penis anyway, have a penis or male genitalia. I don't know such a difficult term because I'm a non-native, as I have told you, I'm a non-native speaker of English language. Genitalia, not genitalia, but this one, maybe this one is this is genitals or genitalia is a correct word. I'm sorry. So I used R instead of L. That is because my mother tongue doesn't distinguish between the difference between L and R. So which is why, so I think they have similar pronunciation, but actually anyway they are different pronunciations. Yeah, genitals or genitalia is a male sexual organ. So which is why, so anyway. But actually that is what I'd like you to imagine this time. And so maybe if you are grown up with me, or if you are I don't know how much are you, but actually if you are girls who are mature enough, and if you are women who are mature enough, or if you are grown-ups anyway, if you are female grown-ups anyway, so I think you know that after men ejaculate semen, so they have to store their semen again, which is what I'm saying. So which means after ejaculations, men feel suffering when they have their penises jerked or stimulated by other people or by other external stimuli or stimuli, which is what I'm saying. So for example, if you haven't understood my explanation, so please imagine CFNM porn videos, or please imagine, for example, there's a masochist. I'm sorry, masochist is a Japanese pronunciation for masochist. And please imagine masochistic man who lies on a bed, and he's tied down onto that bed, and he is naked, and there's a sadistic lady or sadistic girl who is jerking the penis of that man, and after he ejaculates, she keeps jerking the penis, or she keeps stimulating or stroking the penis, which is a post-orgasm torture, which is a torture of by using post-orgasm, and post-orgasm means after orgasm, men grow, not to want to is a weird explanation. Men grow disliking to have their penises being jerked by other external stimuli, which is what I'm saying. And for example, the typical example is what I have told you, and so I often digress. So which is why, so if I begin to explain the situation again, maybe I may bring the track of this episode to other topics not related to the main track of this episode. Anyway, so I have almost strayed. So yeah, post-orgasm torture. So this is that what matters when it comes to creating porn videos dealing with genres or the categories of porn, not porn videos, post-orgasm tortures. So what matters is that So when it comes to anyway, maybe I think I should use that instance I have told you. Anyway, so in such a situation, like there's a bed on which there's a masochistic man and who has a penis being jacked by a sadistic girl or sadistic lady after he experienced orgasm. So there are spatters or there are drops or there are strings of his semen, and she keeps jacking or she keeps stroking the penis. But actually, so in such a case, what matters is that that female porn star was that porn actress has to look like enjoying torturing or jacking his penis after his orgasm. I'm sorry for this complicated and difficult explanation, but actually this is that. So if you are a director, for example, so you have to ask that woman who plays a sadistic lady, enjoying torturing that masochistic person. So which is just a setting of the story of the porn video actually. So. And the porn video is just an example anyway. And so in such a case, what matters is that you have to ask that porn actress to look like enjoying torturing that masochistic person, or so using other words, you have to ask that porn actress to appear to be enjoying torturing, or to be happy in torturing or tormenting that masochistic person. And if you are a director, you have to ask that porn actor or that male cast or that male porn star who plays a role of masochistic man or masochistic naked boy who lies on a bed, and who is tortured, or who is being tortured by that sadistic woman or sadistic girl, imaginary, which is an imaginary role actually. And so if you have to, anyway, if you are a director, you have to ask that masochistic person to look like suffering from post-orgasm torture, which is what you have to mind, or which is what you have to be concerned about, which is what you have to be concerned about. So in such a case, which is why I forgot what I wrote, but actually countenances do matter, or facial expressions do matter, which means, anyway, roughly saying that masochistic boy, that masochistic man has to distort their own faces because of suffering, or distort or they have to look like sad, or they have to look like suffering, and they have that masochistic man, or that masochistic boy, or those masochistic men have to show that suffering on their own faces. Although they are fine, even though they are under the torture of post-orgasm, but actually they have to look like being, or which means those porn actors have to look like being suffering from being tortured, which is what, if you are a director, which is what you have to be concerned about, or which is what you have to make sure anyway. And when it comes to, so in the case of sadistic ladies or sadistic girls, which are of course imaginary roles in the context, or in the story of porn videos of post-orgasm tortures. So in such a case, those porn actresses have to smile. Those not post-orgasm, but those female porn stars or those sadistic ladies and sadistic girls have to make smiles on their own faces, or they have to laugh by torturing that masochistic person or masochistic man or masochistic boys, actually, using plural forms. So that is the point in when it comes to creating porn videos of post-orgasm torture. And of course, this theory, or this how should I say this? Is this a principle, or this is anyway? This is, I think, is a fundamental or elementary rule which is possible to be used in other types of porn videos in the category of sadomasochism. Anyway, so if you are thinking of creating the opposite ones, which means if you are thinking of dealing with the sadomasochism of sadistic man or sadistic boy and masochistic girl or masochistic woman, so anyway, so what you have to ask is that sadistic men or sadistic sides or sadistic people have to make smiles on their faces, and masochistic men or not masochistic men or masochistic girls and masochistic women have to make sad countenances, or they have to look sad, or they have to look like suffering. And they have those masochistic girls and those masochistic women have to show their suffering, or show their suffering from tortures on their own faces. And which is, if you are a director, those things are what you have to ask those casts to do. I'm sorry for my difficult and complicated and clumsy explanation, but actually, this is the point this is the point when it comes to creating the porn videos of post-orgasm. And I'm thinking of ending this episode, and before actually ending this episode, I'm going to tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. The title is Countenances Matter in Porn Videos of Post-Orgasm Tortures, and the conclusion is it's necessary to mind the facial expressions of the cast in the type of porn videos. And at last, so I have been worried about Ukrainian people and Russian people in Russo-Ukrainian war. In this time, or in this present time, that Slavic war has been prolonged, or has lasted. So, and the referendum had been done by Russia, and four regions or four oblasts are ceded to Russian Federation, and those four oblasts had belonged to Ukraine, of course. But actually, so what I'm worried about is what I'm worried about is that those Ukrainian people and Russian people are similar Slavic people. They are, in Russian language, maybe Slaviansky is a Slavic for in Russian language, for Russian language, or in Russian language. Anyway, so whatever it is, I have been worried about those Slavic people, and I have been tired of I don't care of that Slavic war, but actually, so I'm still worried about the people embroiled or involved into that war. So it is why, so I'm not worried about the politicians of Ukraine and Russian Federation, but actually I'm worried about people of the general public in those two countries, and including Belarusian people. Belarusian people are one of such one of the Slavic peoples. Anyway, which is why, so I'm worried about their relations. Of course, I'm an East Asian person, so which is why, so their relations are not related to my life to start with. But actually, anyway, I have studied that Slavic language, or I have studied Russian language. So which is why, that is one of the things concerning me anyway. So that's it. Thank you very much for everything. That's it. Thank you very much for everything. See you. By the way, there's a thing I forgot to tell you, but actually, in the beginning, I told you that, if you are listening to, I told you that, if you are listening to this episode 100 years after this time, so what I wanted to tell you is that, I will have been dead, or I would have been dead, which is what I like you to know not this time anyway. So which is what I try to say. And if you are listening to this episode 100 years after this present time, or if you are listening to this episode in on October in 2122, for example, so maybe I have been dead actually well before the time you are listening to this episode anyway. So I'm a person who has lived in 2022. So anyway, which is such a thing is what I wanted to tell you.